could... I think I want Conquer's Death here. We could take Boat and stay fully open. There's a Reanimator archetype in this cube, though. And, like, Elspeth Conquer's Death's a fine start towards a Reanimator deck, and it, like, also just, like, is a generically good card. I think I'm gonna take Conquer's Death. It's like a removal bomb split card. Take Yorion and shoot for the moon, maybe. Yeah, like Angel of Intervention is a good pickup. No, I don't do enough drafts to do stipulations. 4 years, Talrand. That's a long time. Welcome back. Lots of different things have come and gone, but you've still been here. Thanks for keeping me around. Thanks for the 2 years, Gilded. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back. Appreciate it. My angel here. Man, look at all these busted white cards, chat. Solid first 3 picks here. Staying solidly flexible for a second color to start. You know, it's funny. I really liked Hex's constructed formats, but their limited formats were so good too. Actually, I actually drafted a ton of Hex. Yeah, they had nice higher power limited formats. Yeah, if the Yorion Wheels in the first pack, that'd actually be pretty good. It's just like a playable card, even if we don't necessarily get to 60. Yeah, Giant Killer's kind of great, right? So they're solid white card. Hey, Nor, thanks for the 2 years. Welcome back. And Gandalf, thanks for the 24 months. Howdy, howdy. It's going to continue to stay open. Slapland sounds great. Single set limited was a mistake. To be fair, I didn't really care for Magic's multi-set limited formats either. Magic designers are like obsessed with having low powered limited formats for their normal limited. Is it just a Tither? None of these other cards are particularly exciting, right? I think it's just a mana Tither. I could draft the Sun Petal Grove, but I'll take the mana Tither. Shadow Spear could have been an okay pick there too, that's true. Unburial Rites is another reanimate card. If we start to find more of those. Cathar is a reasonable white 2-drop. Yeah, I gotta take the Commando. Our curve needs some love on the bottom. This cannot blink Conquer's Death, which is sad. I take the Ephemerate. The Yorion didn't wheel. Rough. Ephemerate can, like, counter a removal spell. Man, it's been a while since we were only one color going into the second pack. Okay. This could be a thing. Yeah, blue looks pretty open. I'm ready to plow. Honestly, Faceless Agent might be a fine pickup. It's just like a 2/2 that draws a card. We do have 2 clerics at the moment. If we find another angel, that would be kind of sweet with the Faceless Agent if it just like draws us a guaranteed bomb. It's gonna be hard to fit the mandatory Den of the Bugbear into this deck. I mean, we might go into another color, although it seems like someone else is drafting red for a change. I'm down to Splash Showdown. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This could be a Lightning Helix angle. Could also be Knight of Autumn. I have a green duel. None of the blue cards are very good. I guess this is okay curve filler. It's another cleric though. I think it's Knight of Autumn. We'll move loosely into green as our second color. Shepherd's actually really good with Conquer's Death and Intervention here. Could be okay. Maybe. Hey, Habba Hut, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Playables theoretically already. I'll draft the fixing. I don't know that we play this. Yeah, three green white duels gives us a lot of flexibility to draft a couple of green cards a little bit more proactively. Not feel bad about it. Like that, a quality piece of removal. Bubba Ganache, thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back. Yeah, this is a card we'll probably board in a non-zero number of times over 3 matches. I'm down to Beanstalk. May or may not be a card we play main deck. Oh gosh, that's close. We do need more top end. History could wheel. I think I'm gonna try and bet on the history wheeling. I'm actually contractually obligated to draft Kolga when we're in green. There's a good chance it's not the correct pick there, but I'm just trying not to get fined here. Yeah, it's probably Fateful. Just like pretty decent removal. Dual lands, baby, dual lands, yeah. Do 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 do. Beep 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 do do. Hopefully that Dramoka's command's coming back around, chip. One rom-com, please. I feel like we get both of our on-color creature lands like far too often. Like an unreasonable number of times in these cubes we have gotten both of our on-color creature lands. Oh, this is actually kind of good, huh? I think it's Visionary. We cast this pretty consistently. Hey, Bez, thanks for the 25 months. Welcome back. I don't know that we're aggressive enough for Loxodon. I think I want the Visionary. It helps enable the splash on Kolga too. History did not wheel. Sag. We get Aspirant as a consolation prize though. Wow, Dromcom and Cathar wheeled. I think it's Cathar. It's close though. Chance been behaving. You can leave it off, Penguin. Chat behaves until we need to explain game theory. Mood. Alright, definitely an 18 land deck with a temple and a cycle and 2 creature lands. And there's 2 things you should take away from watching me draft, chat. It's draft more lands and play more lands. Really, those are takeaways when we play Constructed too, though, so just, like, cast your spells, people. To the people talking about the Activision Blizzard acquisition by Microsoft, the real big letdown there is the fact that the acquisition is $68.7 billion. And like at that point, you might as well just throw in the extra $300 million so it can be a nice deal. Obviously, gamers weren't in the room making the decisions. What's another 300 million between friends, Chip? Okay, how many creatures do we actually have? 18? Are we trimming creatures? Is that the line? We want to keep things that work with ephemerate and other ETB effects. Well, 19 with Starheim, but it's not a creature for Monument. Do we play Monument? Is Monument castable if I'm cutting creatures here? This might be the trim, actually. It might be like Savior, Obligation, Monument out. That's true. I don't hate that cut. That seems fine. Oh, you think? I'm into it? I think I'm into it. We have a curve, chat. Real decks have curves. Morning, Russ. I think this has potential to be a spell. Might be greedy. I think this has potential to be a spell. Gonna get punished for that choice. Should have played it on 1, chat. We're gonna lose this fucking crab, aren't we? So, like, this card was really obnoxious and constructed, but playing against it in a 40 card format, like, who the fuck okayed the printing of this card? And then to double down, who the fuck put it in this cube? Like, that's a failure. That's a failure on two people's parts. Multiple people fucked up here. I heard a ton of people complain about this limited format in the mill deck. I didn't play it because I don't normally. So, to appropriately defend things for a minute, Oko's design miss is the type of design miss that's actually incredibly easy and reasonable to have happened. Oko's a fine, like, Oko's a card that's really close to being reasonable. Oko is like small number changes away from being fine. This is something you play against several times and should quickly realize that, okay, what the fuck? I actually really like Oko's design at a base level. Again, I think it's very capable of generating interesting decisions and choices on board. Yeah, I'm boarding in 3 spells, 4 spells, and 2 lands. 5 spells and 2 lands. We're up to 47 here. I'm not going to put a bunch of terrible cards in my deck, but I'm going to put a bunch of cards that were, like, close to making the cut. Can someone refresh my memory? The crab from the original Zendikar block was an O2, right? Or am I misremembering? Was that crab called? Yeah, Hadron Crab was an O2. I don't know why they, like... I agree with the take that a big problem with that crab. The crab should not block grizzly bears. The fact that it blocks grizzly bears is really offensive. So, obviously, mulliganing to 4 is never fun. But if you think about it, really, we've gained 3 life here. Our 4-card hand is actually quite good. God bless the London Mulligan. I just want to draw lands for the next 2 turns, huh? Right. We'll exile Shark Typhoon here. Make it an 8 mana enchantment. Is there a removal spell? This is a sorcery, right? Yeah. Rune Blaster and build. The opponent is Twitch chat incarnate. Mood. Yeah, the fact that we haven't drawn any of our duels is actually upside at the moment. Well, this only hits non-basics, chat. Leave my forest alone. Fatso, thanks for the 34 months. Welcome back. Yeah, you've kicked your Rune Luster. Oh! That's not optional when you've kicked it. Oh, honey. Oh, honey. Whoopsie poopsie. They really were Twitch chat incarnate, chat. Frothing at the mouth, looking to blow up lands, doesn't realize it has to be their own. It's a hard knock life. Do 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 beep do 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 do. Someone asked, why are there so many mistakes when you're playing cube draft by opponents? Because, and this is what makes new formats so difficult for a lot of people, is that a lot of people that play a lot of Magic, they aren't actually particularly amazing at Magic itself. They just kind of have play patterns memorized, which is why new formats throw people for such a loop, right? Because you can't just have play patterns committed to memory. And you'll see people like me, like everybody makes mistakes with new play patterns. People that are better will make mistakes less frequently while adjusting to new play patterns. Lets us attack in here, which is nice. I think I'm gonna put another counter on here, so this way if they kill my adversary, this is still a 4/4 can attack through here. Yeah, nice. Now they have to down tick on here, and then next turn layer of the Hydra kills here.
Don't you hate that burnt hair smell?
We played Zoe Lux today. It wasn't very good.
We're done here.
I think I'm actually gonna put a counter on the Hydra here. That might be wrong though. There's a lot of deal 4s in this cube. Might be right to get the Aspirant out of range of that. Hey chat, Rada has quick attack. Yeah, avoiding giving first strike on defense, I think, is a good thing. I think Rune Terra's quick attack, where it's first strike but only one attacking, is really good design. It helps prevent some of the board stalling type gameplay you see in Magic, especially limited a lot of the time.
I'm Chandra, the immolation sensation. Glad I could help with your not being on fire problem.
So I was hoping for an untapped land there so we could have a third angel, but 2 will do in a pinch, I suppose. Got punished here for not having put 6 counters on this Storko. Oh god. We're dead if they have a land. Oh, they have Rada, so just gonna have infinite lands. Good chip. We're exceptionally bad at drawing removal in this deck, chat. We've got Plow and Primal Might and Absence. I guess we drew this a turn. This one a turn too late there. We have Conqueror's Death and Monkey too. Actually have a good bit of removal in this deck. Thanks for the follow, Blue Spray. There's something clearly wrong here. We didn't draft red, Mood. It might be wrong to maul here because they go like land, Torch of Defiance. We're going to be in trouble. Maybe they won't have their busted 4-drop on 4, he thought to himself optimistically. Oh, that's really weird they didn't mutate that, huh? "50 months, that's almost long enough to remember when the meta wasn't dominated by control." What's going on, Tyrann Terror? Thanks for the over 4 years. Welcome back. Oh, it's a human! I always forget humans are shitty and can't evolve, chat. Gonna be apes flinging shit at each other until we die. I think we actually just chill here. I don't really want to flip this back because I want to leave the award on it. Harsh but fair. So
Yup. You're going.
probably dead.
Today's my lucky day.
Drawing your planeswalkers 2 out of 3 games seems like a strong strategy from our opponent. Okay. Well, they can't play both 5s this turn at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana only.
Let us fight.
Hopefully they just play Shield Bearer and then Primal Might lets us kill both their planeswalkers next turn. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, lizard on a chair, take my hands. We'll make it, I swear. Oh, do 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 be do do do. Kill you. We're in the lead. Starheim is such a busted card, chat.
I will consume you.
Magic's a lot easier when you draw your good cards. Should we have pumped one more to play around? Is Bolt in the cube? I actually don't know the answer to that question. If it is, I should have.
Get that out of here.
Man, how have we not drafted a lightning bolt at all yet? I've drafted a ton of red. Did we pass one yesterday?
I've seen worse.
Yeah, Lightning Strike we've definitely drafted. Wait, really? What terrifying bomb is in their hand that they're discarding this to make a treasure? Oh, yeah, they must have Mizzix Mastery, huh? That's definitely in the cube. Oh, you know what? I should have attacked with these 2/2s as well. That was a mistake. Yeah, they could have Gear Hulk. Oh, they wanted the color of mana for Prismatic Bridge. This is a little aggro, but I think it's appropriately aggro. I should have attacked with my 2/2/2s last turn. It was a big mistake that I didn't. They might have just traded off with them then, but I definitely should have made them make the choice. Yeah. Alright, if we can dodge a Torrential Gearhulk, we can dodge a ball. Good shit. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, they could have saved themselves. Could have saved themselves 2 life, 2 modes. That's a good shout. All right. 2-0 heading into the final boss. We're into a second cube draft today too, by the way. It's our last day we're going to get to play this cube, so we're going to do 2 of them, and then towards the end of the second cube, we'll do some historic deck voting. We'll have another 4 decks for people to pick between. Learn Bug, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. We just let this happen. Take 5 for the turn. And then next turn we Knight kill the sword. Okay. Yeah, because it's transformed when the creature dies, so if we kill the sword, it just goes away.
Succeed or fail as I trust in your abilities.
So chop this idiot down. Do this, attack your planeswalker. No, Beansy. Yeah, it actually just has an attack called Flail.
My sand will protect you.
I think we just want to push their planeswalker off the table here. Send this here, send this here. We're ahead on board and have more cards in hand. It's a good spot to be.
Has befuddled my brain.
Oh no! Not an ephemerate to make a 1/1. How will we ever overcome this value from their ephemerate shit? I have to think of something, I guess. Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Harvester would be pretty good here if I didn't have an Ephemerate on suspend. And a Knight of Autumn in play. I think we just want to like spot check for Wrath of God. It's like the one way we lose. I didn't go for the Thragtusk line, because like if I did that and then they swept my board, I'd be really sad. It took me most of that match to figure out the title I belong in Twitch chat. What's going on, Shiny Kuma? I think I'm just cracking the clue this turn. You're officially clueless, chat. Will Kiki Jiki come to Historic? Nah, I think that would probably be a net negative for the format overall, so I'd prefer they didn't. Yikes. Dum da dum da dum da 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 da. Bum ba dum ba dum ba dum ba da da da. I think we just make a 4/4. This means I can't conquer his death next turn. It could be right to just like play a giant killer and a tap land this turn.
Is the time to strike.
No blocks. This is actually just kind of great for us. I get to Angel, kill the Basri, and then I get to tapped land, Giant Killer, the Remorseful Cleric, play Giant Killer.
I failed you, Oketra.
A new version of Kiki Jiki in Neo Dynasty would be fun. Although goblins don't have a long lifespan, right? So it'd have to be like some kind of Kiki Jiki descendant, I think. Mecha Kiki. I mean, who doesn't love a good Mecha Kiki, chat? Are you about to get ephemerated? Nope. Squee is immortal, but he's certainly an outlier. Accurate. So currently nighttime, but 2 spells will flip it back to day. Oh, you know what? I should have attacked with 3 but Inspector Rakes. If they blocked and killed it, Conqueror's Death would bring it back with a counter and make another clue. It's actually low-key kind of scary. I'm a toddler now in chat and in real life. What's going on, Biggin? 6 for the 22 months. Hey, diddle diddle. The giant killer and the fiddle. Hey, thanks for taking the time to drop that off, Kat. I really appreciate the support. Easiest block of my life. My first ever SCG Open top 8 involved 3 copies of Perilous Mirror in my main deck, chat. I'm no stranger to Perilous Mirror. He knows the rules, and so do I. What deck was it? Sultai Glissa Control. You sacrificed Perilous Mirror to Grim Backwoods, killed something, and then picked it back up with Glissa. It was insurmountable value. Alright, we continue farming. Continue farming golds here. Alright, chat. Last cube of the season, okay? We're gonna do one more. I've actually been super impressed with Flail-Axe, Dwight. I think it, so long as you play block as the second attack, it's probably fine. Are you ready to buy Kamigawa packs 1 by 1? Asking the real question. It's good, Brick Skipper. 2 of the days last week, Haley was home because her classroom was closed due to general state of the world. So it was nice to get to spend some extra time with her. And then last Wednesday, Kristen and I just like had a day together, which is why I'm taking tomorrow off too. While we're waiting for alchemy balance changes, I think I'm taking Wednesday off tomorrow and probably next week as well, just to have an extra chill day with Christy. We haven't had a lot of kid-free time together since the whole world went to shit. So now that things are pseudo open, we're gonna take a little advantage of that. Huh? It's like a night pack ambusher. It's probably the best card in this pack, huh? Yeah, I don't really want to draft a control deck, though. What happened with Alchemy? Alchemy turned into what basically every other format Magic has turned into since Fire Design happened. It's just a bunch of control decks. There's a bunch of Hullbreaker Horrors and Meathook Massacres and other nonsense. Oh, and Aldrin's Epiphany is a card that's playable and competitive still, believe it or not. They have not, people asking what are the alchemy balance changes, they haven't shared the details yet. They just told us we're going to get a patch after the historic qualifier weekend, which is this coming weekend. And then usually their patch days are on Thursdays, so that therefore leads to the 27th being Alchemy Day. Yeah, the MIQ is Alchemy this weekend. Because in typical Wizards fashion, they're holding their big tournament in a lame duck format, because that's just something they fucking love to do for some reason. I really don't love any of the cards in this pack. I'm gonna draft the Shadow Skull Smashing, I think. Rewarded. Reckless Stormseeker is kind of great with this, huh? Yeah, let's do it. Like, not only does this make this bigger, but you can just, like, pass and get your flip over. I completely disagree, Jofu. I think in a paper boomer world, you could justify not having changes happen the week before an event. But I think the point of Alchemy in my mind and what they communicated was supposed to be it was something different, embracing the digital. But, like, they definitely could have done a balance patch last week. Also, lukewarm take, you look at somewhere like MTG Melee, there's always a tournament on the upcoming weekend. Regardless of when your changes are happening, you're always changing it before a tournament for someone. If you want an extra hot take, chat, the purpose of big events like the MIQ is to be skill testing for the people playing. Have to draft Kolga, legally obligated to. And making your players play in a fresh format is more skill testing. Better players rise to the top when they're less familiar with the average play patterns. Boyo, thanks for the half a year. I really appreciate the support. Wouldn't be here without folks like you, so thanks for keeping me around. We got 3 packs to find Den of the Bugbear, okay? They're intentionally dragging their feet to kill the digital-only format. That's just, like, absolutely nonsensical. Hallen's Razor chat, don't attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by incompetence. It's just clear from their communication that they haven't changed their current balancing outlook is mirroring their previous how they manage banning cards, which is not appropriate and needs to be adjusted. But that's something that can happen with time. So they get, just because they get it a little bit wrong to start doesn't mean it'll be wrong forever. It's an Obosh. This pack kind of blows. It's probably just an Obosh. It honestly might be a Bark Channel pathway in case I want to splash a blue card. I think I'm gonna draft the land. Also, chat, you want to hear the really easy descriptor of why they're not doing this with malice? Chat, if they made regular updates to the format more frequently like I want, they'd make more money. Creating churn in formats encourages people to try more things and be excited to play more. So if anything, they're likely costing themselves money by not making changes more frequently. So it's not even a decision that's likely being driven by greed. It's just that systematically how they function needs to change and adapt, and it just hasn't yet. And hopefully it will with time. But the people saying there's some type of malice associated with what's going on, I think you're completely unreasonable. I'm gonna draft the Shadow Spear. This card's pretty good against other aggro decks. Trample over tokens and stuff. Nothing else in here is super exciting. Bloodbraid Marauder's pretty mediocre. Alright, we just take Zariel. I guess this pumps out a token every turn, right? It's fine.
Expect to feel the full power of my wrath, mortal.
Thanks for the half a year thanks for the 13 months therapy. And Dr. Jones, thank you for the 6 great months. Love Detroit and the Galaxy VODs. I'm glad you're having fun with it. I am too. Looking forward to playing more Guardians at the end of the stream today. Yeah, Pill Collector's okay. I don't think the Exile Clause is super relevant on Pillar of Flame. I'm gonna grab the Play with Fire here. Okay. 12th pick Lava Coil, chat. Red confirmed solidly open. Per usual, we are the one drafting red at the table. Is this person just AFK? This person might be AFK. It does bode well for our future Den of the Bugbear. Well, I mean, like, nothing coming back around 12th pick isn't too indicative of what's going on at the table. People are just like grabbing scraps at that point. Lightning Bolt is in this cube. Leave our splash options open here. What's going on, Mass? Thanks for the 26 months. Yeah, Detroit really was good. That's one that we'll probably revisit in like 6 months to a year and make some different choices. I don't want to do it while it's super fresh. That one definitely seems like it's got a lot of replayability in it. Old trusted Dusty. Thanks for the almost year and a half. Welcome back. Dad of Boy is an S tier video game. It's like up there with Horizon Zero Dawn and Witcher in terms of quality. If you're someone that doesn't have a PlayStation but you have a gaming PC, it's a good pickup. That port just released. Star Wars game, maybe. I'm not huge on space themes usually. Reviewed well, I might poke at it. Is this a draft a layer of the Hydra? I think it's layer of the Hydra. Have I played Hades? Yeah, I escaped from Hades once. I'm not a big fan of roguelites where you just like replay the same things over and over again. So, we didn't draft this card last time, but I think maybe we should have. We're gonna pick this up, because, like, putting 4 bolts into a 40 card deck is, like, pretty good. Is Escape a trap? I think it's not great in this lower to the ground deck, and this also might wheel, too. Let's try this. I was whelmed by this card in Constructed, but the bar is lower in haste in Limited. Strike is better than Unholy Heat here. That's true. Escape gets better if we have a bunch of bolts in. We 3-0'd the first draft. What's going on? Some beach? I can't tell if this person is AFK or griefing. They must be AFK, right? Sarkin is lovely.
No sword
Fills
can
into the
pierce
curve
my
nicely here, too. Yeah, there was a light up the stage and escape the wilds in the same pack as the disciple. So hopefully we get one of those two. What are the buffs and nerfs I'd most like for alchemy? I should probably make a short video about that. I haven't done a top 5 video in a while. I probably do top 5 buffs and nerfs. The list of nerfs I want is relatively small. The list of buffs is a huge range. There's a lot of bad cards in Magic. I think some small amount of nerfs would be good. I agree that in general, buffs are a better tool though. I think Sanguine Sacrament sucks and should probably change. Oh, we might have made a command for nerfs we talked about at one point. Inquisitor, Captain, Town Razor, Tyrant, Sanguine Sacrament are definitely the 3. Ruskinator, thanks for the Prime. I really appreciate the support. Wouldn't be able to be here without folks like you. For what it's worth, I think Key to the Archive is a symptom more than the actual cause of a problem itself. If people think Key to the Archive is a problem, it's symptomatic of the format having not enough support for aggro or too much other control support, more so than anything else. I'm gonna draft another black dual land here, so we can splash easily in the 3rd pack. Those other cards are good. Excuse me? We are actually the only person drafting red at the table. Actually the only person drafting red. Pick 7, Chandra. What's going on, Bob? Thanks for the 53 months. Welcome back. I think every card that's currently banned in Historic should be unbanned and nerfed. I think digital-only formats shouldn't have ban lists. I think it's very, very silly to have ban lists in digital-only formats if we're embracing the future. I have 2 blue duels now, too. Except Brainstorm. Nah, you can make Brainstorm bad enough to not be playable. Yeah, chat, fixing memory lapse is actually, like, really easy. You want the thread here. You just make memory lapse like Aether Gust, where the person that controls the spell can put it on the bottom of their deck. Actually trivial to fix that one. Alright, so light up the stage, came back around, escaped the wilds, notably did not. Although, the fact that this person's probably auto-picking because they're AFK kind of makes it harder to read, like the escape to the wilds could have been auto-picked by them. I think Meat Hook Massacre or Sanguine Sacrament are the 2 cards that are the biggest issues in Alchemy. I think those 2 cards let black control push creature decks out of the format, which in turns prevents creature decks from being competitive against the other blue decks. Yeah, we could potentially end up mono red here, is definitely accurate. We also, like, have a couple of good green lands, though, so, like, maybe we just, like, commit Sacrilege and don't play Kolga, and we just, like, have a small green splash for, like, these cards. Pretty sure they're ghosting and griefing you. I think you need to watch less salty streamers if you think this person is ghosting and griefing me. Don't attribute to malice, chat. Listen, as someone who's had to, like, walk away from their computer for a variety of different reasons, none of which are I dislike the person on the other side, like, Life happens, chat. Too often we like to assume somebody's out to get us and do something bad when the answer is, well, sometimes life happens. Gargoth or Vivian Reed? It's probably Gargoth. I think Gargoth is slightly better. This is a solid pack for us, for sure.
Let's start at a sizzle and see if you make it to the inferno.
Okay. Sure. Sometimes draft picks are hard, other times not so much. In real life, when you do a cube, how do you do the packs? You have everybody sit and shuffle cards in between giant stacks of piles for like 10 minutes, and then you deal them out into 15 card packs. Oh, Gundam, sorry you're dealing with that. Hope your recovery is quick and things are mild. I think I want the dual land more than the Pyromancer. Yeah, where's my Den of the Bugbear at, shit? Does it even really count as a cube draft if I don't get both my on-color creature lands? You don't get to leave until you turn in your deck. Why are there only 44 cards? Are you ready, chat? Bone Crusher's ready. There was a study metrics from one of the provinces in Canada. I'm blanking on which one, but I retweeted it. It's on my Twitter page that showed that people in the 80 plus group per 100,000 people had fewer COVID hospitalizations than unvaccinated people in the 12 to 29 age bracket, which is just like a pretty incredible stat. That's like a huge difference there, especially considering all the data that shows that young people get hit less than older people. The fact that like vaccinated and then boosted was like made being 80 plus better than the unvaccinated 12 to 29s. Like, I mean, let me grab the link. It's on my Twitter for people that want source and exact numbers. This person's a good follow. If you want to follow COVID metrics, Visionary's pretty good here, huh? There were 143 per 100,000 hospitalized and 80 plus with 3 doses versus 237 per 100K unvaccinated 12 to 29. The vaccines work, shit. Do your part. Protect yourself and your community. I don't really blame teenagers too much for masking or not, because teenagers, chat, are largely a byproduct of the environment in which they're being raised. So there's also a lot of people that even if they wanted to, their parents are so drunk on the Kool-Aid that they literally can't if they still want to have a place at home. We have our deck at this point. Oh, our Pyromancer wield, God bless. We took a dual land over this season, Pyromancer. Yes, that always throws me for a loop when there's families out and one of them is wearing a mask but the other isn't. You'll see that a lot where I live, where like there'll be a couple out and the woman is masked but the man isn't. It's like, it always makes me think, that must be not great relationship at home. It is, I think out of dozens of examples of those that I've seen, I think there was one example where the dude was wearing a mask and the woman wasn't. All right, chat, we gotta make some cuts here. We always have so many cuts. Just cut lands. Damn it, Twitch chat. Cut 5 lands and hit send. No, I need to add a land, chat. They don't put enough lands in by default. Oh, I have a Tangled Florahedron and a Shatter Skull. I actually don't need to add a land. I have 19 with 2 spell lands. Gosh, it hurts, but I think I'm supposed to cut Kolga, chat. I think Unholy Heat doesn't make it. I think I just didn't get enough. I didn't get enough green duels, chat. So 27 months, Jellyfish, welcome back. I'm only contractually obligated to draft Kolga. I don't necessarily have to play him. Yeah, Vanisho could be a cut. I'm only at 12 creatures, though, is the problem. Although I guess I have Chandra, Zariel, Sarkin, and this. Maybe I don't need Visionary. I don't have that much top end here. Have a lot of 2 mana deal 4s. This Demon Bolt is probably unnecessary. If you cut the Kolga, the viewership will drop. Oh no. Well, so it's 12 creatures, right? Because like this makes creatures and this makes creatures. I guess I'm down to 11. People keep wanting to cut Vanisho, but like I need threats, chat. Maybe we cut Vanisho and Primal Might and we put Kolga back in. Because we do kind of need threats. We have 8 green. What's the Hyper Geo say on casting Kolga here? So turn 6, we'll see 7 plus 5 cards is 12. We're 45%. Oh, we have a Florahedron too. We're 55% to cast Kolga on 6 on the play. 62 on the draw or turn 7. That's probably good enough. We could put Visionary back in, that's true. Yeah, maybe we cut the shock and we put the visionary back in. I have coil, strike, eruption, rebuke as 4 decent removal spells. Oh, we have Bone Daddy too? Yeah. If I put Visionary in, that gets us to 10 green. 10 green means we're 64%? Okay. 71 on the draw or turn 7 on the play. Okay, yeah, 10 seems good. I like it. I like it. For people that aren't familiar with that computation I was just doing, that's called a hypergeometric distribution calculator. Is a probability distribution that lets you figure out the rough probability of having a certain combination of cards in a certain number of looks. Yeah, there's some other loose calculations in there, Patrick, as well, to get a little bit more precise, but what I did there is loosely good enough. Hey, can we draw lands every turn for the next 3 turns, please? Forest, and others. Beggars shan't be choosers. Better than missing. God damn it, Bobby.
Smell the sulphur. Feel the hellfire. You.
I guess this just dies to this now, right? I guess I should have plussed it. Sedge. Yeah, I should have plussed this. See what I get Gargoth haste for next turn.
My fire will raise the dead.
Obviously representing a counter spell. Let's play our uncounterable spell.
Anyone who stands in my way is getting sizzled. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Not holding a counter spell, instead holding a card that's ready to crack us in half. This is a card that could potentially be on the nerfing block as well. This card giving everything in your hand a cost reduction seems unnecessary. This card should probably only reduce the cost of the cards you're actually drawing with it. No, I think you just have it only cost reduce the 3 cards it picks up. The fact that this card can basically make 6 mana. The fact that it can cut 6 mana off of your stuff is just like very ridiculous. Yeah, it should just be Progress Day for Runeterra.
Pressure.
Cost reduction is a totally safe mechanic. Mood. Thanks for the 2 years, Chuck. Welcome back. There's been a bunch of 24-month subs today. January 2020. What happened 2 years ago, chap? Oh, I can still use my planeswalker?
Is it just
Okay,
me,
we have a
or
shot.
is it getting a little warm in here?
That's fine. I believe in our Chandra emblems, chip. A gap makes sense too. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if a number of the 2-year subs had a gap, but we took a magic break for a little bit too. Or other people took magic breaks at different times. It's very, very common. Oh my gosh, I can't activate my creature land? That's so brutal. Tokyo! Thanks for the 26 months. Welcome back. He's got Spell Pierced on turn 40. Are probably dead here because the Maze Mind Tome is going to gain them 4 life here. So I assume they're going to find a way to kill us drawing a bunch of cards. Even just the 7/7 probably does it, right? I think we needed like 2 more Chandra emblems to be able to lock it up with her. Pig. I don't think we drafted any disenchants. Nox took a Facebook contract to stream on Facebook Live. No, we didn't draft the Vivian. We drafted Gargoth. He's also been thoroughly disillusioned with Magic in general, though. If you check out his Twitter, it's a lot of not particularly kind things to say when he tweets about Magic. As something of a relic here on Twitch who's been streaming Magic stuff since before Magic Arena existed, it's kind of made me chuckle to see the whole group of people that like came in with Arena, like play and burn out and then leave. I like swept through when it was hot and then bounced. Some amount have stuck with it, but a lot have not. Yeah, kill them before they get to their 8 mana spell would be ideal, or get them low enough that we can burn them out. Crokies did come in with Arena, and he's obviously not going anywhere. He's the largest Magic streamer by a significant margin. I think we actually don't make it night, and we just do this and smack them for a bunch. Hopefully we can dodge a Languish next turn. I assume CGB will be back. I think CGB and Croaky's probably both comfortably fall into they make enough money that they'll keep making Magic stuff until that's no longer the case. Similar to Croaky's being the largest Magic streamer on Twitch by a lot. What's his name? CGB's the largest Magic YouTuber by a pretty significant margin. I think we do this in Smash with the haste since this says Menace. It's like playing Dodge the Sweeper here. Oh, and I get the Pyromancer back now. That's great. Renko, thanks for the 5 months. Yeah, CGB posted just an incredible amount of content. I would like the record to reflect I've enjoyed this cube more than I've not. But holy fuck, are control decks in Magic exhausting, and I really just wish there was a format where they weren't top tier. That's not best of one shit. I don't want to just play linear bullshit. I don't like best of one's not Magic for me. I'm glad you all enjoy playing Magic at best of one. That's not Magic for me. It's not the way I enjoy playing the game in the slightest. In my opinion, best of one Magic removes the most skill testing parts of Magic from the game. Making intelligent mulliganing decisions and how you sideboard are two of the most difficult things to do in Magic, and you don't do either of those things in best of one. I think that's a shit take. That's elitist and bad. Saying best of one isn't real is nonsense. But mulliganing and sideboarding are the two things that I personally enjoy the most because I find them most difficult. And you just don't get to do either of those in best of one. I am gonna do a second Witcher 3 playthrough later this year. It's probably gonna be a good long one. That's probably gonna be longer than the first one we did. Do more side quests. Yeah, Witcher 3 is getting a remaster for the new Xbox and the PlayStation 5 that's also getting some added content based on the Witcher Netflix series. What do you mean not getting to mulligan? I mean getting to mulligan intelligently with information about what your opponent's deck is. How many times have you lost a game in best of one where you look at your opening hand and you go, well, this hand is really good if they're not playing control, and then they're playing control and you lose because of how mulligans worked out? It's actually something I really love. I really love about Runeterra and Hearthstone and most other digital-only card games is all of those games give you information in their best of one game in order to be able to mulligan intelligently with the one game that you have. You get to see their class in Hearthstone, or you get to see their champions and regions in Runeterra. It adds an extra layer of skill to the game. Yes, Companions to a degree did that for Magic, is accurate. For the follow fall. I think we're like lightning strike plus visionary this turn. Can you jump right into Witcher 3? You can. I've never played Witcher 1 or 2. If they have untapped land here, they can escape Earthshaker Kenra. Lipsy, thanks for the 45 months. Welcome back. You sack the Visionary. Nice.
Let's make this quick. I've got other things to do. Oh, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Unless we somehow die from 10 here, we should be good to go. Have Lair of the Hydra. Assuming Elden Ring is similar to Dark Souls, I will not be playing it. It's 2022, chat. If your video game doesn't have different difficulty settings in 2022, your game was made by shitty, lazy developers that should be ashamed of themselves.
Is it just me?
From Soft. Go on, play with fire in this matchup. Guess I don't have that many cheap things. Let's just run it back. Thanks for the follow, Looming Psycho. Witcher 3 is daunting and easy to get burned out on. It depends on what your... I've discovered that my superpower as a video game player is I'm able to focus and not get burned out on games generally. Yeah, I played Horizon Zero Dawn last year, Courtney. We did a full playthrough. The base game and the DLC. What's going on, Link B? Thanks for the quarter of a year. You can't ignore side quests. Oh, the side quests in Witcher 3 are pretty well done and fleshed out. The characters feel like ones that you care about. God of War is very good. S tier game. The Stock Boy, thanks for the 14 months. Alright, so these are gonna be spells. This one's not a particularly good spell, but still a spell. Like to step on you. I mean, if that's their play for the turn, that seems pretty good for us. I'm gonna play Tangled Florahedron as a potential blocker here. Golga's gonna be super castable with our draw chat. It's lovely. Just lovely. They also have a Bone Daddy. Rude. Don't really worry about this guy once we start getting down tick, which is nice. So we're just gonna take another hit for 3 here if they pump it. This card gets more value the longer we wait to play it, because it'll deal more damage to kill larger things. I think games having difficult and challenging combat to keep people engaged is awesome. And we've talked about this at length, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it today. The problem with the FromSoft games is that that's the only option for them. Whereas, like, you take a game like, you know, Ghost of Tsushima is a good example, where, like, there's a really interesting, deep combat system there for people that want a huge challenge, but there's also the option to, like, not have that if you don't want it. Well, the good news is Shatter Skull Smashing is going to clean up both their idiots here. And then we have a Lava Coil plus the top of our deck. So we are going to be a little bit ahead here.
Watch this.
So we're down to 10, and then this is going to put us to 8 when we kill Bone Daddy. Yeah, we theoretically have a removal spell for whatever their first threat drawn is. Definitely anybody's game here. Gonna come down to some top decks. Well, that's kind of scary. Could be a whole host of different things in 3 colors. Yeah, if it's a Starheim Unleashed, we're super dead. Yeah, it could just be like Demon Bolt or Poison the Cup. Both of those would be fine for us. We have a very small window to draw another answer if it's a Starheim Unleashed, though. We need to draw like a Chandra next turn, basically. It could be like a Starheim Unleashed. They're debating being greedy, waiting for their 7th mana, rather than just making 2 4/4s. It's unfortunate. 1 Torch of Defiance, please. Yeah, they were taking on if they... So this is a spell. They were taking on if they wanted to wait for another land. Alright, so we got 1 more shot at a Chandra next turn. I still have to try and take game 3 on the play. The peak Magic the Gathering experience. This game's really close. It's gonna come down to top decks. Opponent draws running bombs. We draw running lands. Thanks for the follow party hats. What's going on, Krog? What a bad deck the opponent has. All right, you're new here, Krog. So I'm gonna let you in on the rules. It's free to not bang out rude messages on your keyboard because they're not welcome here. If you want to criticize my deck or my play or my opponent's deck or their play, you need to do so in a constructive manner. You don't know what our opponent's draft looked like. You don't know if they made good choices or bad choices during their draft portion. Do not be needlessly hostile. It's fine to be critical and critique things, but do so in a constructive manner. or go to a different chat. Well, they'll let you be an asshole, but you know. In general, choosing to be kind or quiet are both free options. No, you pair with anybody who's drafted, so you can pair into other people that have drafted the same cards as you. For the sake of speed, it's better. Chair's been pretty reasonable being open the last couple of days for the most part, so we're gonna leave it that way, but I'm gonna toggle follow mode to 10 minutes. It gives a little bit more of a filter. Takes slightly more effort. Thanks for the follow, puppy. Yeah, see, it's pretty good. Solid 6 on the play. I think Dragon Rage Chandler was a solid addition to Historic. I'm still not a huge fan of the fact that they added Unholy Heat. I think that was kind of an unnecessary addition to the format. I get some Lightning Bolts going in our deck here. Every time this attack, it puts 4 bolts into our deck. We have a lot of banger 3-drops for sure. Hopefully we're just gonna get to run them down here on the play. Okay, that's actually a decent draw because it means that we'll be able to go land for Ostodon level Ranger class next turn. What's going on, Wargy? Thanks for the 28 months. Welcome back. Man, this attack is kind of wild. It's very aggressive. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they can't interact with the board here, oh, they have an actual lightning bolt. They just drafted. It's pretty good. Well. They did have a Hagra's Mauling last game. We need to dodge a piece of hard removal here. If they have a piece of hard removal, we're actually going to be in quite a lot of trouble here. Yeah. Think we're dead, fam. All right, we're bound to scrub one of these drafts eventually, huh? I'm gonna queue up and give somebody a free win here real quick, but we're 0-2 now. And just like that, to highlight the real purpose of Cube, we're what? So this 0-2 puts us to. This 0-2 puts us to 3 3-0s, like 5 2-1s, and 1 0-2, and we ended up a total of 2,000 gold plus on it. Nah, I'm kind of our drafts today have been kind of shit. I'm kind of off of Cube. I'm glad we're done. I'm gonna queue up here and give someone a free win. Take some extra money out of the system on our way out the door. mean, I've been pretty vocal here of time that I wish we had formats of Magic that were balanced more regularly, which I hope Alchemy will end up being, but so far it is not.